Shalom, shalom. Bamidbar, Numbers 33, starting in verse 50.
וידבר אדוני אל משה מערות מואב על ירדן וילכו לאמור דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם כי אתם עוברים את הירדן אל ארץ כנען וירשתם את כל יושבי הארץ מפניכם ואיבדתם את כל משחיתם ואת כל צמאי מסכותם תאבדו ואת כל במותם תשמידו והושתם את הארץ וישבתם בה כי לכם נתתי את הארץ לרשת אותה והתנחלתם את הארץ וגורל למשפחותיכם הרב תרבו את נחלתו ולמד תעמית את נחלתו אל אשר יצא לו שמה גורל לא יהיה למטות אבותיכם תתנן לכו ואם לא תורישו את יושבי הארץ מפניכם והיה שתותירו מכם משיחים בעיניכם ולצנינים מצידכם וצערו אתכם על הארץ אשר אתם יושבים בה והיה קשה דימיתי לעשות להם אעשה לכם אמן.
Now the Lord spoke. Adonai spoke to Moshe in the plains of Moab by the Yarden across from Jericho, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, When you have crossed the Yarden into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you. Destroy all their engraved stones, destroy all their molded images, and demolish all their high places. You shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell in it. For I have given you the land to possess, and you shall divide the land by lot as an inheritance among your families. To the larger you shall give a larger inheritance, and to the smaller you shall give a smaller inheritance. There everyone's inheritance shall be whatever falls to him by lot. You shall inherit according... Okay. He says he's got it. There's another phone over there. Where was I? Shall inherit according to the tribes of your fathers. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall be that those whom you let remain shall be irritants in your eyes, and thorns in your sides, and they shall harass you in the land where you dwell. Moreover, it shall be that I will do to you as I thought to do to them. Actually, we see this in Israel today. Of course, I know it's part of God's plan, and in the coming days. But Canaan, which now as we know is Israel, even today, when Israel became a nation again, and I say that yes because I also want to make sure that I say this clearly. There has always been a Jewish presence in the land of Israel. It's not that suddenly Jewish people showed up. I know that's a big issue for a lot of people, but there has always been a Jewish presence in the land of Israel. So, but going with what I was saying, so yes, in 1948, Israel became a nation again, and Israel was faced with enemies still today. And really, it's the people who have not acknowledged Israel as a nation that live in the land, live outside of the land as well. And that is an enemy of the Lord. Anyone who does not recognize Israel as a nation of God, is an enemy of Israel. And I will also go so far as to say that anyone who believes in replacement theology, Israel has been and will always be part of God's plan. It didn't suddenly disappear. There wasn't a replacement for it. And that's important to take note of. I know many churches today believe that they are the new Israel, and it is to be understood what Israel really is. Who is Israel? But that's a big topic to get into. People of God. So we see that today. The enemies of the Lord are like a thorn in the side of Israel. And the time will come, and the time will be when the land will be prepared. It will go through that cleansing. And I'm not talking about, not going to be like a genocide, but God has a plan. We read His Word about what is to take place, what will happen, and the Lord will, HShem, He will rise up and defend His people. I have no doubt of that. And what's beautiful is that even a people that we are through the Scripture and today falling again and again, how he comes to us. Got a phone call. Oh, it's alright. I can call back there. How He continues to love us, and that's really something that's on my heart to share, because none of us are perfect. I think deep down we all want to believe that we're perfect. I'm speaking for myself in many ways, or at least we'd like to be perfect. Only Messiah is perfect. No, we can be renewed and be like Him, and that is the goal. But we're not perfect, and that's why, and actually it's a beautiful thing to recognize that, to be mindful of just how much we need Yeshua, and we need His presence. In His presence there's no fear, there's no worry, because when you're in His presence, His Spirit is there, and His Spirit is healing, His Spirit is love, His Spirit is peace, shalom. It's beautiful. So in this portion, when it also talks about driving out the enemies and breaking down, all the things that are from the enemy, the engraved stones and whatnot, this is true in our lives today. When you have come across something in your life that has been a distraction to you, this is something for me as well, or something that brings you away from Hashem's presence, it is important to destroy that. Not to say that, if it's a person that you go out and kill the person, but like what the connection is what has to be broken. And or something, it could be a memorabilia that you have, And I know that not everyone is prepared to throw away, get rid of things that are from the past. But I know for me, in my own experience, I've had things, papers and stuff, that when I threw it away and it was hard, there was this definite disconnection. It was like, it was cleansing, it was cleaning, not just physically, but to my spirit as well, And so we have to be like that. We have to be on top of that, and to be able to recognize what is from God and what is not. That's hard sometimes, unless we're constantly in praying, constantly in devotion with HaShem, and even then the enemy is always trying to bring us down and divide us from HaShem. So I know that for me, recognizing God's presence, that wherever His presence is, there is peace, that is such a big, I don't want to use the word sign, but it's like a sign, an understanding that that's where we're supposed to be. If there's no peace, if there's, there's turmoil, there's chaos, there's confusion, that is not His presence, and that is not where you want to be. You want to be in His presence, in peace, in His shalom. Yeah. So driving out the enemies, it kind of goes with what we learned, what we talked about with Pinchas, being eager and zealous to be cleansed from our iniquities, from our distractions, and to look forward to the reward in the end. No matter how difficult it is now, there is a reward in time. May you be blessed. I love you all so much. It's been hot, but I like that. It's really nice. Better than being cold, I think. Anyways, I don't know. I know some people feel better when it's cold, but it's like the desert, And I apologize. It is kind of dark. Oh well, now there's light. Whoa, no, it's like light, and then there's dark. Light. Okay. Anyways, I'm easily distracted. See, distraction. Okay. Shalom, shalom. I love you all. Take care. Shabbat tov.